Premier League fullbacks, top 20 left-backs, right-backs in 2023-24 EPL. Whether they're overlapping, diving into midfield or providing a solid and dependable line of defense, fullbacks have more tactical demands than ever before in the Premier League. Yelling for wide defensive players to invert is no longer simply the realm of revolutionary coaches. It's now part of the lexicon for match-going fans, who demand flexibility and surety from these players. During the early weeks of the 2023-24 season, the Sporting News polled its football writers to rank the top performers in each position. This enabled us to come up with a top 20 list for the different positions and present a ranking for the very best in England's top flight. Will Trent Alexander-Arnold find favour despite a tricky year that saw his form fade and his position altered? Is Kyle Walker still a good bet despite the fact Pep Guardiola seems to have all but binned conventional fullbacks? Read on to find out our top fullbacks in the Premier League, ranked from 20 to 1. Top 20 fullbacks in the Premier League. 20. Nico Williams, Nottingham Forest. A promising youngster picking when to leave a big club in search of regular football is not an exact science, but Williams seemed to nail it when he moved from Liverpool to Nottingham Forest for £17 million/$21 million in July 2022. A standout performer for Steve Cooper's side, his attacking thrust from wingback was a key factor in Forest beating the drop. 19. Alex Moreno, Aston Villa. An instant hit after joining Villa from Real Betis midway through last season. Displacing Lucas Digne as first choice under Unai Emery, Moreno is a left-back boasting considerable attacking threat. He suffered a hamstring injury against Liverpool in May to check his progress. 18. Aaron Hickey, Brentford. Starting off at Hearts and arriving at Brentford via Bologna is no normal career path, but Hickey has won no shortage of admirers and was briefly linked to Manchester City towards the end of last season, this despite an ankle ligament injury taking a chunk out of the middle of his 2022-23 campaign. 17. Kenny Tet, Fulham. After being relegated in his first season at Fulham, Tet stuck around for the rebuild under Marco Silva and was a standout presence in a sometimes overworked defense en route to a top-half finish on their return to the Premier League. 16. Rico Henry, Brentford. Another resounding success story from Brentford's incredible rise, Henry has more than 200 Bs appearances to his name and is playing the best football of his career. Manchester United were reportedly sniffing around the 26-year-old towards the end of the transfer window, and a push for England's Euro 2024 squad should not be out of the question. 15. Diogo Dalot, Manchester United. Not always first choice for Erik ten Hag, but the Dalot's attacking capabilities from right-back give the United manager a different option. His adaptability when it comes to slotting in at left-back could also come in handy after an injury-hit start to 2023-24 for some of his defensive colleagues. 14. Lucas Digne, Aston Villa. Despite the aforementioned threat to his status provided by Moreno, Digne has been one of the Premier League's leading fullbacks since joining Everton from Barcelona in 2018. Now playing for an increasingly expansive Villa side, his exceptional delivery into the box can continue to reap handsome dividends. 13. Tyrick Mitchell, Crystal Palace. One of several excellent youngsters to have broken into the Palace team over recent years, Mitchell's ability as a pure defender takes some beating at left-back. His all-round game has room for improvement, but it would be foolish to back against him adding to the 2 England caps he won in 2022. 12. Anthony Robinson, Fulham. A £2 million signing from Wigan Athletic in 2020, United States international Robinson has proved an absolute steal for Fulham. Despite reported interest from a clutch of leading Premier League and European clubs, he committed to a new 5-year contract in July 2023. 11. Purvis Estupiñán, Brighton Hove Albion. After Moises Caicedo and Alexis Mac Allister got their big moves this summer, Ecuador international Estupiñán might be the next Brighton player in such conversations in January. If he becomes clean in the first control and the passes, I think he can become one of the best left-backs in the world. said Seagulls boss Roberto De Zerbi after Estupiñán starred with a goal and an assist in the 4-1 win over Wolves in August 2023. 10. Oleksandr Zinchenko Arsenal. Arsenal took a huge leap forward under Mikel Arteta in 2022/23 and Zinchenko's experience, versatility and technical quality was a huge reason for this. Question marks remain over his out-and-out defensive capabilities and a sometimes patchy fitness record. 9. Ben Chilwell Chelsea. Chelsea's tumultuous form over the recent past would undoubtedly have been helped if Chilwell had been able to spend more time on the field. The gifted left-back could have a huge season ahead, both as part of Mauricio Pochettino's new era at Stamford Bridge and England's bid for Euro 2024 glory. 8. Aaron Wan-Bissaka Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka's limitations in an attacking sense have been well documented. The fact that he has still managed to carve out a position as Erik ten Hag's first-choice right-back at Manchester United speaks volumes for his defensive prowess, especially in 1-versus-1 situations. 7. Ben White Arsenal. Largely recognized as a centre-back when he swapped Brighton for Arsenal, White was a revelation at right-back last season, one of the most dependable performers in the Gunners' title bid. He was deservedly named in the PFA Team of the Season. 6. Luke Shaw Manchester United. When fit and on form for United in England, Shaw has shown over recent seasons that there are few more accomplished left-backs at the elite level. His long-term spell on the sidelines at the start of the 2023-24 season threatened to be a body blow for Ten Hag. 5. Kieran Trippier Newcastle United. Trippier joined Newcastle in the midst of a relegation battle in January 2022. A season and a half later, his leadership and accomplished displays at right-back had proved to be a vital ingredient in propelling Eddie Howe's side in the Champions League. 4. Andy Robertson Liverpool. Some of the shine came off Jurgen Klopp's celebrated Liverpool team as they missed out on Champions League qualification last season, but Robertson's typically tenacious performances raged against any decline. He remains vital in both halves, chipping in with 8 assists from 52 chances created. 3. Trent Alexander-Arnold Liverpool. The only defender with more Premier League assists to his name last season than Robertson was his teammate Alexander-Arnold. 9. Debates will continue to rage about his defensive aptitude or even his best position, but the Liverpool star remains a footballer of rare gifts. 2. Reece James Chelsea. Consider what we said about Chelsea keeping Chilwell fit and multiply it a few times. James is arguably the most complete defender in the division and a worthy recipient of his club's captaincy. During very uncertain times at Stamford Bridge, you can more or less guarantee the Blues are a far better side when the England international is available. 1. Kyle Walker Manchester City. There was a point during the close season when Walker appeared set to go to Bayern Munich. Guardiola is generally happy to wave players on their way by that stage, but he made an exception for the 33-year-old, whose phenomenal athleticism shows no sign of declining. Walker's show-stopping displays against the likes of Kylian Mbappé and Vinicius Jr. over recent seasons cemented his status as one of the very best in the world. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.